Hello, hello. Welcome to Inklings with Irina, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. Hello, I'm so glad that you are all here with me today because I want to talk about what to do when you have a rough week or a rough day. How can you make it better? This has been coming up a lot this week for many of my clients. They're definitely feeling things are weird, things are off, and they're exhausted. They don't know what's going on. It's like, what is happening in the universe? Everywhere I turn, I'm getting this feedback from them as well as from my friends and family members. And yes, there are some times when things are just generally rougher and tougher for the collective, for all of us. And you know what? There is a reasoning behind that. And I want to talk about that a little bit today, but more specifically, I want to offer you the tools that you can use in this moment right now to make it better. Because, you know, as nice as it would be to have everything rainbows, candies, and lollipops 24/7, I would get a little boring as well. These moments of discomfort, of weirdness, of friction are here to help create shift and growth. And this week especially, there's opportunity for us to really truly see what's going on around us, the reality of it. And it's heavy and it's hard. Often we can keep ourselves busy, throwing ourselves into work, into exercise, into shopping, into eating, into goodness gracious, you could choose whatever you want. It's easy to feel that anxiety and discomfort with distraction. But this week, the universe is saying, hey, take a breather. Let me sit with you in the muck and in the mess of it, and let's face these emotions and feelings so that you can have this experience, learn what doesn't feel good, stop repeating that pattern, and move forward to the life you were meant to live. So if this sounds familiar to any of you, give me a little heads up if you've been having a weird week or rough week. Hello, Christine. Great to have you. And definitely let me know where you're watching from. I love to know where you're tuning in. And I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Irina, if we haven't met, Irina Miller, an intuitive energy guide, an energy alchemist, as I like to call myself, because my mission in life is to help shift the vibes and the frequency to help you get back into a place of alignment. And I do this through a variety of sacred practices. I've studied energy work, energy healing, energy medicine for many, many years, as well as yoga and reading cards and crystals. And there are so many different blends, I call it like cross-training in the energy world, that come together to create great harmony and a positive shift for you. So today, let me share with you some of these practices and modalities. The first thing, when things are going really rough and you're like, this is so weird, I have no idea, uncertainty is all around, I'm exhausted, find an anchor. Now, what do I mean by an anchor? This is something that's going to keep you rooted and strong. And when I say rooted, all of my Aquarian friends and all of my air sign friends, the Libras and the Aquarians and, oh my goodness, the Geminis. I was like, oh, who's my other air sign? You know, when we think about rooting into the earth, we want to run for the hills. It's tough. So it's not that we always have to root into the ground, but something that keeps us present and focused and able to face our fears or face the big emotions. That could be something like a spiritual figure that gives you hope, because the biggest thing is staying connected to hope. This too shall pass. This is a rough period, yes, but things are going to be okay. And they're going to be more than okay because you're present and you're engaging with the energy so that you're going to be able to shift things to have a better experience rather than letting life happen to you. So an anchor could be something like just touching a tree to ground, or getting to the seaside and placing your feet in the ocean, or having that spiritual figure like an ascended master or a saint. I love wearing my Blessed Mother because it's a reminder to me, a reminder that there's someone out there who knows what it's like to be a mother and a woman here on earth, who wants to take care of her family during uncertain times and do the best, make the best choices, like with school and with friends, as we navigate these new territories, these new waters. The second thing is to know the vibes. What I mean by know the vibes is when the whole collective is going through a rough time, like we are this week, It's important to know where our energy ends and someone else's begins. Something as simple as going to the grocery store, we can pick up a lot of bad vibes. Just think about it, reflect back a little bit. Maybe you've been in a checkout line and you've had this experience of sadness hit you, or anger, or feeling less than, like there's not enough. I had a client recently go to Costco and she was standing in line and the woman in front of her got out of line to go have a conversation with someone else, like literally took her cart and got out of line. And then just as the cashier opened up, the woman cut off my client and hopped right in line again. And it was so funny because my client felt this wave of energy wash over her, like, how dare you? And, and there's not like, I have a place, I have value, I'm important. And my client was just hit with it. And she thought, oh my goodness. Now she could have taken that as her energy because she had just been cut off. Somebody just totally disrespected that she was in line and she was next up to the cashier. But what she realized was this woman, in her fear and worry about being out in public, was trying to do a million different things at once. She wanted her line back, space in line, and she wasn't feeling valued. She had picked up on the anger and the frustration of this woman. So rather than carry that anger and feeling less than around with her the rest of the day, my client was able to release it. So know the vibes around you. Know if everybody's feeling weird and off and they're taking a long time to respond to you, or there's extra worry in the air. Realize what's yours and what's someone else's. Know the vibes. And then the final thing that I want to encourage you to incorporate in that's going to help during the rough weeks is have a practice to see you through these rough seas. And sacred practices, what I love to do, the energy alchemist side of me, is I love creating recipes of these different sacred practices to meet you where you are in this moment. And one really big one that keeps coming up over and over with my clients is having a practice that really shifts your frequency, your vibration. And I love mantras for that. Mantras, especially when it's said in the Sanskrit language. So there's a difference between mantras and affirmations. Affirmations we tend to say in our own native tongue, like I am happy, I am healthy, I am whole, I am at peace. Mantras said in Sanskrit language is a language based on vibration and sound, and it's just like doing yoga for your energy body. It shifts that energy and it uplifts you in a way that you couldn't even believe. It's so strong. And I come to this naturally. Hello, Anna, great to have you. Hello, Renee. I come to this naturally because I was born into Catholicism. I say it that way. My parents were Catholic as I was born and baptized, and the rosary was a very big part of my life. I remember being cuddled with my cousins at sleepovers, and before bed at night we'd be saying the rosary. Comes to my connection to the Blessed Mother, and she's back there watching over too. But the mala beads, which I'm wearing right now, are similar to the rosary beads in the sense that they just help us keep track of what we're saying, and using them with the mantras in the Sanskrit language can really help shift. So if you've been running into a lot of blocks and obstacles, I encourage you to check out the mantra to Ganesh, the Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. I said that really fast and it's probably sounded like Greek. It's Sanskrit, not Greek. But these bring such peace and it's amazing. So if you are looking to expand on these spiritual practices, definitely click the link. Hello, Liz. Great to have you live. Just a quick recap too, to remind you the 3 things that you can do to help you really get through the rough week, to make it better, is find that anchor, that thing that connects you to hope. Then the next thing, know your vibes. Know the vibes around you. Do they belong to you or something else? And then finally, connect to a sacred or a spiritual practice to shift your vibration, to get to that higher frequency level. And the mala beads have been a great thing for myself this week, along with the mantras. So mala and mantras, I highly suggest you check them out. If you want to know more about that, then click the link. Come over, play with me. This is my passion and my joy. Thank you for joining me live. I love these Wednesdays with you. Every Wednesday at noon, I'm right here with you guys, and I will catch you next week. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye, guys.